If you love learning more about Bible stories and teachings, then get ready to have some fun with this quiz. We're about to test how well you know the Bible's passages and characters. Think you can score a perfect 10? Let's see. Question 1. Who escaped through a window to avoid death? David. B. Ruth. C. Michal. D. Saul. Correct answer, David. Verse. And Michal took an idol and put it in the bed, and laid a goat's hair at its head, and covered it with a blanket. And when Saul sent messengers to take David, Michal said, "He told me, 'Let me go, why should I kill you?' So David escaped through the window." 1 Samuel 19 verses 13 to 14. Michal, Saul's daughter and David's wife, helped David escape a death plot by her father. She hid him in her home and helped him escape through the window to save his life. Question 2. How many Assyrian soldiers did the angel of the Lord kill in one night? 50,000. B. 185,000. C. 100,000. D. 120,000. Correct answer, B. 185,000. Verse. And that night the angel of the Lord went out and struck down 185,000 men in the Assyrian camp. When the people rose early the next morning, there were all the dead bodies. 2 Kings 19 verse 35. The angel of the Lord killed 185,000 Assyrian soldiers in one night, saving Jerusalem from King Sennacherib's invasion, in a miracle sent by God to protect the city. Question 3. What was the name of Cain's son? A. Abel. B. Enos. C. Enoch. D. Lamech. Correct answer, C. Enoch. Verse. Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bore a son. He called his name Enoch. Genesis 4 verse 17. Cain had a son named Enoch, and he founded a city, which he named Enoch after his son. Question 4. Who was the most humble man? A. Moses. B. David. C. Job. D. Abraham. Correct answer, A. Moses. Verse. Now Moses was a very humble man, more humble than anyone else on the face of the earth. Numbers 12:3. Moses is described as the most humble man on earth in the Bible. Even though he was chosen by God to lead the Israelites, he remained humble and dependent on God for guidance to fulfill his mission. Question 5. Who swore not to eat or drink until they had killed Paul? A. The Pharisees. B. The Sadducees. C. The Zealots. D. A group of Jews. Correct answer, D. A group of Jews. Verse. They conspired and bound themselves with an oath not to eat or drink until they had killed Paul. Acts 23 verse 12. Over 40 Jews made an oath, pledging not to eat or drink until they had killed the Apostle Paul, as part of a plot to assassinate him. Question 6. Who almost triggered the massacre of a nation by refusing to give a greeting? A. Mordecai. B. Moses. C. David. D. Elijah. Correct answer, A. Mordecai. Verse. When Mordecai learned of all that had been done, he tore his clothes, put on sackcloth and ashes, and went out into the city, wailing loudly and bitterly. Esther 4 verses 1-3. Mordecai, from the book of Esther, refused to bow before Haman, the king's high official. This angered Haman, who planned a massacre of all the Jews. This incident almost led to their destruction, but it was stopped by Esther, who interceded with the king. Question 7. Why were Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego condemned to the fiery furnace? A. They disobeyed the king in battle. B. They refused to worship the golden statue. C. They tried to escape Babylon. D. They preached against King Nebuchadnezzar. Correct answer, B. They refused to worship the golden statue. Verse. If you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into the blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you from my hand? Daniel 3 verse 15. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were condemned to the fiery furnace because they refused to bow down and worship the golden statue that King Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Despite the threat, they remained faithful to God and were miraculously saved from the fire. Question 8. Who was with Jesus during the Transfiguration? A. Peter, James, and John. B. Peter, John, and Andrew. C. James, John, and Matthew. D. Peter, James, and Philip. Correct answer, A. Peter, James, and John. Verse. Jesus took Peter, James, and John with him and led them up a high mountain, where he was transfigured before them. Mark 9 verse 2. During the Transfiguration, Peter, James, and John were the three disciples who went with Jesus and witnessed his divine glory, along with Moses and Elijah appearing beside him. Question 9. Who was the king of Judea when Jesus was born? A. Herod the Great. B. Caesar Augustus. C. Pilate. D. Archelaus. Correct answer, A. Herod the Great. Verse. In the time of King Herod, there were magi from the east who came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews?" Matthew 2 verses 1-2. When Jesus was born, Herod the Great was the king of Judea. He was disturbed by the news of a king of the Jews, and ordered the massacre of all boys under 2 in Bethlehem, hoping to kill the newborn Jesus. Question 10. What did God place in the sky as a sign that he would not destroy the earth with water again? A. The morning star. B. The full moon. C. The rainbow. D. The cross. Correct answer, C. The rainbow. Verse. I have set my rainbow in the clouds, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. Genesis 9 verse 13. God placed the rainbow in the sky as a sign of the covenant he made with Noah and all of humanity, promising never to destroy the earth again with a flood. That was intense, wasn't it? Now, tell us in the comments, which question did you like the most or find the hardest? Don't miss out on our daily videos, subscribe now to the channel and keep learning and challenging yourself with more quizzes like this. Let's grow together in faith and knowledge.